Let me now bring in federal defense attorney Ronald Chapman. Ronald, California's attorney general is now suing the Trump administration over the initial National Guard deployment. He's calling it unconstitutional. Trump says he used his presidential Title X authority. Who's got the stronger case here?
Well, I would have to say that Donald Trump definitely has the stronger case. The president has very broad authority in these sort of circumstances to deploy the National Guard, and there is no hard and fast requirement for the consent of the governor before doing it. The reality is we have federal agents on the ground who are being attacked, who should be guaranteed safe passage through a state, and if that cannot be taken care of by the governor, there is the ability of the National Guard. I would absolutely say that a lawsuit like this should not go anywhere. However, it's filed in federal district court in California, and it'll go up to the Ninth Circuit, so I wouldn't be surprised if a judge went the other way on it.
Yeah, and Kelly and I were just talking about the possibility, or at least the conversation, of arresting Gavin Newsom, right? I mean, White House border czar Tom Homan told NewsNation last night he isn't specifically threatening to arrest California Governor Gavin Newsom, but anybody who impedes ICE officers, don't stand in our way. Let me let you listen to what President Trump had to say. He's by Marine One, so a little bit hard to hear.
He's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it?
I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows.
Yeah, Ronald, just give us your thoughts on this back and forth over whether the governor can or should be arrested over this from a legal standpoint.
Yeah, the irony here is that the case law that was developed related to obstruction, the charge that you would use to arrest Gavin Newsom, was developed by Donald Trump and January 6th. And the reality is that you would not be able to arrest someone like Gavin Newsom unless there was an active measure to obstruct or destroy some form of evidence. So I don't think that conversations related to the arrest of Gavin Newsom would go anywhere. That being said, I can't see any sort of footage of these sort of protests without seeing rocks being thrown, without seeing some sort of assault of federal agents. And certainly those are arrestable offenses. And if anybody's contributing to that by funding groups or allowing the deployment of violent activists, that could certainly be an arrestable offense. I don't think Gavin Newsom's going that far, though.
Yeah, and I mean, some of this video, much of this video that we've seen the past few days is just insane to watch. I mean, this aerial view that we have here of rioters going after agents and officers. At least 150 people have been arrested since Friday. So, Ronald, how are these riot cases normally handled when it comes to potential penalties for these folks?
Absolutely. These cases are going to be handled in state court, which means they're going to be arrested by local officers, most likely perhaps county. They'll be thrown in detention. A lot of them will just get a citation and be released. Some of them may be detained if they have pending warrants for a long period of time. And I would imagine they would trickle through the court system. Of course, the court system there is going to be very, very busy. And I imagine that some judges are going to sort of handle this en masse, which we've seen in protests and issues like this that have happened in other areas. That being said, I wouldn't expect too much in terms of punishment, except for those people who are actively taking violent steps against law enforcement. They will likely be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
We'll see what Day 5 has in store here. Ronald Chapman, as always, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.